Hi everybody, my name's Debbie G and I thought I'd put together this Facebook training because I think you find it useful. I've been using Facebook for a couple of years now with Clean Easy and I'm finding it absolutely brilliant, and I thought I'd share some of this with you. So let's take a quick look. What is Facebook? For most people, it is a way of staying in touch with friends and family, and it enables us to share their lives in real time, so like the here and the now. So people just post messages and what they're doing. Now, it can be far more than that if we want it to be. For networkers like us, it actually is an excellent opportunity to do what we do best, and that's mix with other people. As of September 2012, Facebook had over 1 billion active users, more than half of them using Facebook on a mobile device. Now, when I read that, I was absolutely amazed. I couldn't believe so many were tapping in on their smartphones. But let's not forget that it was only 3 years ago. Some people were writing it off as a complete waste of time. People nicknamed it Moan Book, if you remember that one, and all sorts of names. And they said it was a non-value added activity that would consume vast amounts of time. Well, I have to be totally honest, it still is if you use it the wrong way. So let's take a look at this. Do you think Facebook could be best used for, let's say, social interaction, lead generating, or Clean Easy HQ updates, retail opportunity, team interaction or communication? Or is it still just a time-consuming distraction? If you believe it's number 6, then I hope after this training I've enabled to show you how Facebook can be used as a really, really useful tool in your Clean Easy business. I've been currently using Facebook for all of the activities mentioned 1 to 5, and I think they're great. So far, I've already sponsored 14 people from my warm market, and I've genuinely lost count, but it is in excess of 30 from the direct advertising. I'm simply using these techniques to show you how I've been doing it, and it's all on this presentation. Most importantly, a lot of my team are demonstrating that it's a very, very duplicatable system. But before we go through them with you, I'd just like to share some of the basics. Now, I'm not going to go through it in great detail on how to set up a Facebook account. That really is quite simple. All you need is an email address to get started for that. Let's just run through a few basic principles if you want to use Facebook with Clean Easy. Now, we need to remember that we're using Facebook as a business activity, so we need the mindset that we need to keep friendly, sociable, and always professional. Unlike most users on Facebook, like let's say your friends and family, for example, they will be using it for a completely different reason. It's mostly social, and your Facebook post won't be the same as theirs. You're also an online networker. You are building an online personality. You have to try and project how you are in the real world, then recreate your personality in the virtual world. Now, that's not necessarily going to be easy, but it does take time, and it's something you can easily learn. Branding you. Do this by projecting a positive image of yourself, someone people can believe and trust in. You know, after all, you've heard all this time and time again in Clean Easy, people buy from people they like, trust, and believe in. Now, one of the important things I think is that you're actually representing Clean Easy as well, so you do want to be a little bit careful. If you've got Clean Easy written on your Facebook wall, that's what you do for a living, you are representing the company. Now, the harsh reality is you will be judged by what you write on your messages. So whether you write it on your wall, on your friend's wall, or on Clean Easy's wall, you will be judged. Now, it's important that when you put pictures up, you try to keep them clean and not too opinionated too. Now, I mentioned be careful about what you write. You don't want an innocent message to be interpreted differently from what you intended. So really, I'm just going to give you a few tips here on how you can do that. Now, we are all going to make mistakes. That's what happens. But at the end of the day, if you know about them, then you can be very aware of it. So let's take the example, woohoo. In our working environment, which is Clean Easy, it's always been seen as a very positive and encouraging response. However, in a non-Clean Easy environment, woohoo can be interpreted as a sarcastic response. Let's say you've just put something on your Facebook wall that says, I've just qualified for Dubai. And another Clean Easy distributor says, woohoo, aren't you lucky? Which is what we normally do. Brilliant. But then one of your family and friends had probably had a bad day at work, came home, opened up the computer, went on Facebook and saw that you'd written this, thinking, oh, they've done it again, look at them. And then they've just read, woohoo, aren't you lucky? Now, they've read it in a completely different way, in a sarcastic way. They might then start putting sarcastic comments as well. So just be very, very aware about what you're writing. Now, I'm only using that as an example of how an innocent comment can be misread. Now, I tend to write woohoo very exaggerated now because I've actually seen this happen on Facebook, and I'm going to try and avoid as much misinterpretation as possible. Another thing it's good to do is put a daily positive wall post down whenever you can, but keep it varied. Don't just keep putting it about the business. It's really, really not about that. Now, I'm going to go into a lot more about that later, but it is important that you don't always post about Clean Easy. Let's take a look at the age profile of Facebook users. Now, I actually found this really interesting. When you analyse it, I don't think there's one person that you can't join into Clean Easy. So some of you might be thinking, yeah, but there's 10% of users who are not old enough yet. Well, you're right there, but they are old enough to be influenced by our advertising and old enough to buy products online. So now we know that all users of Facebook can be influenced by our posts. We've got a bit of a job on our hands, and we've really got to think about what we're doing if we want to make it work for us, I think. And I think that is important. We've just got to think before we write. Now, moving on. This is one of the 5 points that I mentioned earlier, socialising. When you network in the real world, you join clubs and societies to meet with different people. You're always recommended to do that in networking. Basically, you're just looking for more people to join in to your business, join into your network. The more people you become friends with, the bigger your business grows. Facebook can be used in a very similar way, but on a much bigger scale. Start socialising and interacting with people, just generally mix with everybody. It's a good idea to join groups. If you have an interest, and I'm only going to pick on baking, join a group for that page. Now, here I'm not talking about blatantly putting adverts on these pages or on these group pages at all. This is not what I'm talking about at the moment. I'll show you more about that later. This way, the warm market, you're actually using the subtle approach because you're talking to people, you're getting to know them. You don't want to go bombarding them with everything. Now, this is a good time to make the best use of your About You page. Now, that is a profile section on your Facebook wall. I'm going to show you in a little bit more detail about that. This is when Facebook really comes into action and it helps you with your warm market. Here's my Facebook front wall page. It's called a timeline. You notice I've got pictures of myself so that you can see who I am. There's no point in putting a cat or a dog or a horse up there because I'm not one. You just got to really think about what you're putting up there. You're an online networker, you're branding you, and you're building an online personality. The picture has to be you. Then right at the top, you notice I've designed my own picture with information that I felt was relevant and represented me well in business. And this is why I picked all of this. If you see in the top right hand corner, I mention that I've got some quotes that I've taken off my website. It also mentions Clean Easy, where it's got a logo. It's just subliminal. It's just there. And then I have the medal that the company got awarded this year, the Company of Excellence, showing that I'm working with a professional company. I'm providing a professional image. And lastly, I have my own domain name. Now, this is not for vanity reasons at all. It is because I am branding me. I am an online networker. Who else am I going to brand other than me? Now, I'm also creating a little bit of interest from my warm market and the people who look at my Facebook page. Let's face it, it's not many people that have a website named after themselves. So people do go and have a look. Now, I've sponsored many people from using my own name in a domain name because they looked just out of interest and then they saw the opportunity. What better way? I mean, it's an absolutely fantastic way of doing it. Chatting to people will generate interest in you. If somebody finds you interesting, they want to know more about you, they're naturally nosy. That's what happens. And so they're going to go and have a look at your Facebook profile. So why not make sure it's a good one? Now, here is my main Facebook page again, which I've just showed you, the timeline. And on the right hand side, it's my About You page. You will see also under my picture, it says the About section. If you click that when you're on Facebook, it will take you through to the profile page where you will see on the right hand side of this presentation, I've written a little bit about me. Now I've actually put that clip in just to show you. And this is where you fill in details about yourself. Now I keep the About Me page fun. It represents me in a few paragraphs in a very light-hearted way, and I mean it is light-hearted. But I always mention about what I do for a living. Now I'm not going to read it to you. You can go to my Facebook page and have a look at that story about me or my profile. People are naturally nosy and they are going to want to find out more about you, especially if they see you interacting with them. They want to know more. And this way you've never approached them. So you're in a group, you've not approached them, they've gone and had a look to see what you're up to. You will not be annoying moderators of the group pages either. You can very easily get kicked out of those groups and removed off Facebook. So where prospecting is usually frowned upon, this one, you're not prospecting anybody at all blatantly. Drip feed friends and family. Don't overload them with too much information about Clean Easy. This is so important. You know, I go onto Facebook in the morning and it's Clean Easy, Clean Easy, Clean Easy, and people are putting 10, 15 posts down. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Stick to one post a day about Clean Easy. It's absolutely sufficient and will not damage your business in any way. Just also interact and make things more fun. You don't always have to post things on Clean Easy. Just make it fun and interesting. Your warm market will actually switch off, and I mean quite literally. Did you know there's a button that enables people to hide your news feed? If they don't unfriend you, because obviously people don't want to be that rude, what they do is they switch off your news feed and they'll never see another news feed again until they switch it back on. So this is not what you want, so bear this in mind. If you've got 100 people as your friends and 60 of them are switched off, you're actually not reaching 100 people, you're only reaching 40 of them. So, you know, just be careful. Bear that in mind. You constantly talk about the business and don't interact with people on a social basis, you will become a network bore. You've heard that word before, a network bore. You don't want to be one of those. People will not want to know you. Now, network with other Clean Easy distributors. If you want to be successful at networking online, follow the successful social media networkers. It's a good start to follow Gavin Scott, Doug Roper, Clean Easy HQ, Easy Party Official, and myself. You don't ever see us spamming Facebook, Twitter, and other social media forums with endless amounts of recruitment ads. You will never see that happen. It's done in a very controlled and thoughtful way. So just interact with other Clean Easy distributors and friends and family than just watching, because sometimes you can just sit back and watch and actually not participate, and then, you know, people aren't going to take much notice of you if you do that. So start liking and commenting on positive posts. Don't forget, if you're commenting on a negative post, your friends and family are going to see that as well. Watch to see who gets the most engagement from friends and followers, and just duplicate to get more activity yourself. You know, duplicate exactly what they're doing, share what they're doing. If they put a photo up that's funny or something amusing, share it, but give them credit for it as well. Now, this is only very brief about socialising online, but hopefully it will give you a good start to building your online presence, and that's what it's all about, getting your online presence going straight away. The next one, we've got lead generating. On the previous slide, I spoke about tapping into the warm market, which of course is still part of lead generating, but that's a more subtle approach. Now I'm going to share with you a more direct approach when it comes to your business. So this one is join groups. Join buying and selling groups in your local area or wherever you want. Online car boots, online markets, warehouses. Just put it in the search and then just join as many groups as possible. Now, I'm giving you this information and I'm keeping it very simple because, again, this is training on its own. Keep everything you do simple on these groups. Find as many groups as possible to join, but be aware of the moderator rules. Now, that's important. They will have a document guideline on each group site, and you must make sure you familiarise yourself with it, because if you break the rules, you could actually be barred from Facebook altogether, and Clean Easy will get to find out about it eventually if everybody gets barred, because it does put Clean Easy's name. It's not very good for them at all. Be aware of the rules. Treat the group with respect, and that's the most important thing. Just go in there, respect the group, and I don't think you'll have a problem at all. Lots of us have actually gone on and, you know, built businesses through this without getting kicked off. And, you know, some people have had their Facebooks removed and, you know, had to set up all again. So I have an example on the next slide for you of a content-rich advert. Now, this is the sort of thing that I would post on a Facebook group wall. Looking for hardworking individuals, couples, who are serious about earning $500 to $1,200 per month, contact, and then the website. I don't put any more than that, really. Sometimes, and only sometimes, I put, please only respond through the above methods, as I'm unable to answer messages through Facebook. Because what you can find is sometimes they start writing underneath all of that, and you don't want that. It's important that you put that you're asking for over 18, so you don't get all the kids answering the advert. And make sure that you're not getting them just Facebooking you all the time, because they're not going to give you their telephone number, and it's important you get a contact number off people, because otherwise you just become time wasters. And if they do come through Facebook and they're not giving you contact details, discard them completely. Don't worry about it, because you can spend hours and hours and hours actually following them up, emailing them, spending time on the computer. You don't need that. It's simple, you just don't. Now, Clean Easy HQ updates. You may have noticed that Clean Easy have recently upped their online presence in a very positive and interactive way with distributors. Reports back are that more new people than ever before are commenting on posts and playing a larger role and giving more positive feedback to the company, which I think is brilliant. This looks great and should be positively encouraged by you and your teams. Now, definitely with that. If new distributors search Facebook for more details, they will come up with this, you know, the Clean Easy HQ and their websites. And obviously, if they've got some great positive posts of success stories on there, that looks really good on us. And that's what we need to encourage. Now, on October the 3rd, Clean Easy put a post out, which was, we're going to be having a daily after-hours topic for distributors here at Clean Easy Facebook page from now on. Please share and let your uplines and downlines know so they can join in. Definitely do that. I think there's a brilliant idea from Clean Easy just to get everybody interacting and get some real good positive stuff on there. And of course, they're still controlling it, making sure that, you know, we're getting the recognition that we need as well, which is brilliant. I suggest everyone gets involved. Make sure your teams know about this. And a lot of people, you know, they use Facebook but then don't go on those pages, and I think it's important to do that. I can only see this as a positive step forward for Clean Easy and our business. The company really is evolving and encouraging networkers to positively lead the way with social media. So don't be afraid, go ahead, do it. Now, I saw Jamie Stewart Wednesday at HQ, and he seemed really excited about the interaction already on the Clean Easy Facebook page. So, you know, the company are looking at what we're doing. We mustn't forget that Easy Party Official has a Facebook page too. And make sure you follow both of them. They put all the latest information on there, and you really will be up to date. You know, if someone in your team says, well, I didn't know about that. Well, if they are on Facebook and they are on Clean Easy HQ and Clean Easy Party Official, they're going to get notification. And they will be kept up to date with absolutely everything. Product promotion. Now, this is a separate training on its own. It really is, and there are some experts out there. But I'm just going to put really just some guidelines up. Just remember, advertising your shop as a whole doesn't necessarily bring in customers. So advertising your shop here with Clean Easy, you know, a shop here with Clean Easy won't mean much to people. So, you know, let's say, for instance, you've got, I'm now online, my Clean Easy shop is here. That's not really going to intrigue people. That's not going to make people want to go, because a lot of them will think it's cleaning products, or they'll think it's something else. You know, what I suggest you do is just highlight one particular product and write a little tiny, and I mean very small, review about it. Make it, whether you've got a review or maybe a customer's review, but just a couple of lines, that's it. Because if you keep putting Clean Easy shop here, Clean Easy shop here, it's actually brand damaging. It really is, because all people ever see is Clean Easy, the word Clean Easy shop, and it will bring up a negative response because they've probably seen 30 messages that day. So be very careful. I would only put probably maximum 3 product promotions out a week. There are other avenues you can go down with Facebook to sell your products, like with a separate page, people who want to actually see about your products. But actually on your Facebook profile, I certainly wouldn't do it that way. Now, here are a few advertising guidelines which apply to product promotion and recruitment advertising. I found this information interesting. I found it on the internet. Jamie Stewart said to follow somebody who was doing social media, and I went in and had a look, and I was amazed at what I found. Now, when publishing a recruitment advert, posts with 80 characters or less receive 66% higher engagement from their audience. Wow. Now, on the Twitter, is 140 characters, and I know how hard it is to try and find something or an advert to fit in 140 characters, and they're now saying 80 characters. So we've really got to think about this, because I've certainly seen recruitment ads that go in at least 4 lines. I mean, they just shouldn't happen. Now, very concise posts, those with 40 characters generate the highest. Now, I can see that, because I saw a post the other day. One, it started with a negative word, which was, I think it was sick and tired. Now, sick is quite a negative word, and it's not really the sort of thing you would start an advert with. Always try and start with something positive. So you keep it really short, really simple, and concise. And I say that probably is one of the best ways to advertise anything. Avoid posting more than 1 advert a day on your wall. Remember, you're going to bore people. And this I thought was really interesting. Single photos receive 94% engagement from followers, with the highest which is the highest engagement. Now, what they mean by single photos, you know, sometimes we upload an album. It's not that. And it's not when you upload 2 photos of the same thing. It has to be a single photo with nothing else relating to it. And that is 94% engagement. Wow. Now, we want some of that. Follow the social media leaders. You don't ever see them spamming your news feeds with Clean Easy recruitment adverts, product promotions, or anything like that at all. Now, adverts and networking. Photos create a lot of interaction, especially if they're fun. This is my favourite bit of it. It really is. Now, I love to have fun, and I found some absolutely superb photos, and I like to share it with people. So I'm never going to put down just purely Clean Easy posts. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to keep it interactive and keep it fun, so that my warm market as well, who are not in Clean Easy, are also being treated as well, you know, with something amusing to brighten their day up. Motivational and inspirational quotes are superb. They are a great way of showing people that, you know, if you're a bit more positive, great things happen. So that's a good one. Infographics, information graphics or infographics are graphic visual representations of information, data or knowledge. This is my real favourite. I absolutely love these, and I've got a few examples here which I'm going to show you. And the first one I did was the Christmas catalogue. I just cropped the Christmas catalogue, and I thought, what can I do with this? I need to keep it short and keep it simple. I put recruiting now, which is self-explanatory, but explains about the Christmas catalogue in the middle, a visual picture, delivered to your door free, Homeworkers UK. Now my website explains everything, contact Debbie and the telephone number. Now I've had a great response from this, and all I do is actually post that, because that's posted in one thing, it's all kept in one place, it's not rows and rows of information on, would you like to join Clean Easy and earn blah 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 blah, and then, you know, all you've got to do is deliver catalogues. It's nothing long-winded, it's just, you know, straightforward and simple. Then today I went on the website and I saw an absolutely superb one. It's Kim Elberg and our team, absolutely brilliant, and this is one of my favourites. Your dreams do matter. Financial freedom, next exit. Doesn't that say it all? Decide your hours. Now think about the website you're using as well, because, you know, you want something to be self-explanatory. So these two, I think, are fantastic ways of actually promoting your business, keeping it short and keeping it simple, but not overloading people as well, so you can't do hundreds of them. Now, on to the last one, team interaction and communication. I am so passionate about this. Early this year, we set up a team Facebook page, and we just called it the GeForce Team Communication Forum. Now, this has proved to be one of the best communication tools we've introduced in a really long time. Now, as soon as someone joins the business, we've added them to the page. Now, I'm actually on the telephone talking to these people, they're filling in the form, and I'm going, oh, are you on Facebook? And of course, 99% of people say, of course I am. And then I add them immediately, and that's how fast I add people. And they get on there and start interacting and asking questions with the rest of the team straight away. So from the off, they can actually see we communicate on a daily basis. It's visual, they can see it. There's proof in the pudding, the messages are coming up. And they're genuinely, they can see that we're genuinely interested in their progress and love to get the feedback from them. Now, they get positive encouragement from members of the GeForce team as a whole, so not just their upline, so not just direct contact, they feel that they're part of a group and a community. It's brilliant. It's amazing the boost it gives the new starters because they know they've got everybody rooting for them. I publish all the latest Clean Easy announcements, despite them being already on the Clean Easy official Facebook page and on Twitter, because it's a little hub of information which is easily accessible for everyone. There's absolutely no excuse when it's on there, you just have to look through. Now, it gives the team an opportunity to openly discuss ideas, new developments, without the general public seeing. Sometimes people are a little bit embarrassed about asking questions. Because we're all pretty close on here and we're always interacting, no question is silly. So it's a great way of asking questions, and also brilliant ideas come from it. Now, I hope that's all food for thought for you all, and maybe some of you have changed your perception of Facebook to a more positive one. We've never ever had an opportunity like this in network marketing history to influence as many people globally on a daily basis, and just letting them peek into the Clean Easy world. It's never ever happened before on this sort of scale. So let's make sure our experiences and everybody on your Facebook wall are a positive one, and let's just go and build a huge, huge business.